All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to do something super practical. We're building a detailed 20-year roadmap for a career in HVAC. This isn't just about getting a job, it's about building a high-earning, strategic profession for the long haul. Let's get into it. You've probably heard this before, right? The earning potential in skilled trades is absolutely incredible, and HVAC is right there at the top of the list. But as we're about to see, a fat paycheck is really just the beginning of the story. So, here's the real question, isn't it? Those first few years can be tough on the body. The goal isn't just to work hard, it's to work smart. It's about building a career that over time becomes less about brute force and more about your brain and strategy. Okay, let's start at the very beginning, the first 3 years. I like to call this the foundation phase. This is all about digging in, learning the ropes, and building a rock-solid base of technical skills and the right credentials. This is the bedrock for everything that comes next. So what does that look like? Well, it's a pretty clear path. Year one, you're hitting the books, getting that formal education at a good trade school. Year two is all about stacking up those core certifications that are going to open doors. And by year three, bam, you're putting it all to work in your first full-time tech role. Now, these certifications, you can think of them as your golden tickets. The EPA 608 is a big one. It's a federal requirement. You literally can't handle refrigerants without it. That NATE certificate, it tells employers you've got the goods. And OSHA 10, well, that's just basic safety smarts for any job site. Getting these makes your resume jump to the top of the pile. I love this advice from a trained apprentice because it is absolutely crucial. In those early years, your number one job, besides, your actual job, is to learn. Be a sponge, soak it all in. The veterans you work with have seen it all, and their experience is the bridge from what you learned in a classroom to how things get done in the real world. All right, so you've put in the work and built that solid 3-year foundation. Now what? Well, now it's time to look up at the horizon. This is where you start thinking strategically about your endgame. Where do you want to be in 10, 15, or 20 years? It's time to pick a lane and specialize. And this is what's so cool about HVAC. It is not a one-size-fits-all career. Your personality can totally guide your path. Are you a natural leader who gets a kick out of solving problems for customers? Service leadership is probably your jam. More of a tech geek who loves programming and systems? Hello, controls and automation. If you love planning, blueprints, and seeing a huge project come together, you're probably meant for design and project management. And if you thrive on process and efficiency in a big, structured environment, that manufacturing path can lead straight to a top job. Let's just pick two of these and really compare them. On one hand, you've got manufacturing leadership. That's all about process, efficiency, and managing big teams inside a plant. On the other hand, you've got technical sales, which is all about building relationships, designing custom solutions, and communication. They're two totally different worlds, but both can lead to massive success. Okay, so let's really dig into one of these paths. Let's follow the journey step by step and see how you can climb the ladder in manufacturing. This is a path that's stable, super challenging, and believe me, very rewarding. So here's what that 20-year climb actually looks like. You start by shifting from residential work into an industrial maintenance role, learning the guts of a huge plant. From there, you level up to an engineering tech, where you're not just fixing machines, you're improving the whole process. That experience perfectly sets you up for a senior leadership role, like an operations manager, where you're running the whole show. And look, this isn't just some pipe dream. This quote from an apprentice says it all. Big companies like Trane, they want to promote from within. They are actively looking for self-starters, for people with drive to become their next generation of leaders. Okay, this is probably one of the most important slides here. The secret sauce for moving up isn't just about being better with a wrench. It's about developing what we call business acumen. And what does that mean? It means you start thinking like a manager. You're not just fixing a unit. You're thinking about job costing, gross margin, scheduling. This is the stuff that gets you from the service van to the corner office. So, we've walked the path. 20 years of smart moves, learning, and climbing. So, where do you end up? What's the big payoff at the end of this road? Right here, we're talking a career that's paying well into these 6 figures. And that's often just the base salary, not even counting bonuses and other perks. This isn't a maybe. This is the financial reality for people who played a long game and think strategically about their career. This really says it all, doesn't it? Your technical skills, your ability with the tools, that's what gets you in the door. That's your launch pad. But the business knowledge, the leadership skills, man, that's the rocket fuel that's going to take your career to the top. So there you have it. The roadmap is laid out. We've shown you the different paths, the steps, the end game. The opportunities are absolutely there for the taking. The only question left is, which path are you going to build?